Good morning. What's everyone's favorite letter? S. These are only the S tier letters, according to Thomas. Between S, X, T, and O. I have to click on the right window to make sure I can use the buttons. Where are my other two O voters? Thomas did a stream last night where he ranked all 26 letters of the alphabet. There were opinions had. He complained so much about G, and he's like, "Guh. I hate that sound." He's like, so that's why it's C tier. Anyway, M is D tier. I was like, what? M is symmetrical. It's gorgeous. Chess says it's amazing how wrong he was. Yeah, that happened last night. I was very thankful to get a text from Chaz, so I didn't miss it. He's like, hey, Thomas is doing this right now. God, that noise was bad. Hopefully it didn't come across on the mic that bad. Do you put the hat on top of the J or not? It depends. When I'm writing by hand, like just for myself, I do. There's like 3 letters I forget how to write capitals of in cursive. Capital T, capital J. What's the other one? Z. I forget Z. I think I know it. I might be wrong. I should have let this soak. It's fine, we got it. Paint from last week? Yeah, we did paint last week. Getting that off the palette. Steven's supposed to bring me something to drink. Vagabond says, I do not understand how C is the worst letter. Chess says, it's objectively Q. Slick Duke says, considering my name starts with J, I'm used to writing it in cursive. There's a page I can write on. Where's a Sharpie? So I forget how to write cursive J, so I do this. And I do the same with T. I think Z's like that. And then you would be like that. But that might be wrong. Sherlock says, I'm not a fan of cursive capital J. That's why capital L. Capital L in cursive is the best. That's why it is S tier. I guess a star. When we learned cursive in 3rd grade, I was like, oh, I wish I had capital L's in my name. I was sad I didn't. I mean, capital D is also good. I didn't do a great one there, and I also picked up a paint pen instead of the Sharpie. Where would rank capital M in cursive? Capital M's not bad. I mean, that's in my signature. We have a 36-month resub from Noah. Good morning, Noah. I hope today is good. I hope the thing you texted me about went good. Thank you for hitting 3 years. Good plan, Noah. How did I get white paint on me? I haven't touched white paint. Oh, it's from scraping off paint off the palette. It's just already dried. Alright. We're not ranking every letter. I'm just giving my opinions on a few. Mr. Deathkill says, can't wait in a few months when you get to this page in your sketchbook and have no idea where there's suddenly cursive. I always use the back of the sketchbook for other things, so I started in the back and flipped a few pages till I got to a blank one. Every sketchbook like that is for me. Every sketchbook has that of mine. That's English. I don't know what just happened to this though. Why are we no longer... We're not broken. Why are we no longer on the binding? Let's fix that. Oh, the binding's coming apart. Let's also fix that. Sometimes I have half a mind just to re-sew the binding on sketchbooks because I do not love a wire. Oh, this side did it too. What happened? There. Now it's probably way tighter than it needs to be. Yeah, the back of the sketchbook is reserved for other things like testing opacities of washes, or a sketch for a self-portrait I'm working on, or... This one doesn't have much. This is a newer sketchbook because we're still in the first, like, third. Alright, here's this. I need to get back into sketching what I'm going to do before I start painting. But I've been doing a lot of reference images lately, so I don't need to lay it out. I'm just referencing a photograph, and that's my layout. But I do like to have the sketch in my sketchbook. What if we do sketchbook stream instead of painting stream? I'll pull out all my sketchbooks. Instead of making progress on this. I do want to make progress on this. I did not sleep well last night, and I'm not going to sleep well tonight. Like, there is no world in which I sleep well tonight. So really looking forward to that. All right, I must remind myself about how my little chart here works. So I'm gonna pull out all my colors. You must be zinc, you are. Raw, ultramarine. Is Hansa on this list? Yeah, I only left out the colors I need. Melatonin would fix that? Not for me. Melatonin makes restless legs worse. So does Benadryl and Tylenol PM and NyQuil. And then I don't sleep and I'm tired. Also, the reason I'm not sleeping well is because I'm going to be camping, and I know I'm not going to sleep while camping, especially because it's supposed to rain, and like the cold front comes through with the rain, and it's going to be cold. So I'm gonna bring a Costco cold brew coffee with me for tomorrow morning. Oh, all right. My colors here. All right. These ones that I'm throwing around are all of the watercolors. Major test of allergy resistance, especially because our pollen is so high right now. I'm gonna have some opinions to say to the person who organized this camping trip. I'm only going for one night. I decided I didn't need to suffer that long. These are my watercolors. So we have burnt sienna and raw sienna and titanium white, and that was all of this. That's why it's so warm, because we have the burnt sienna in there. So those are all the watercolors, and we're basically done with that. Then we have all of our bark colors, and that's ultramarine, umber, and then zinc. So the combination of these three is all of the bark colors. And what we're doing today is we're gonna work on this top part, because there's very much a divide between this and this right now, because this has had 2 painting sessions. It needs more. And this has had just 1. So we're gonna finish off doing the highlights of this. I really don't like how this is looking, mostly because it's just a mess. I need to clean it up, probably with more titanium white or zinc white. My goal is that this piece is done and this will look like this, but with this texture, because this is the same tree parts. This is not a stone. There's a few things that are stones. This is not one of them. This is like the knees of a tree. If you've ever seen, like, are they cypress trees? They get knees. It's just a rounded one. It's not like the pointy ones that they have in Florida. And then I have Sap and Jenkins for the moss colors. And I can add some Hansa yellow into that to make it even brighter for the parts that sit more like in the sun, like here. And that's our color palette. My car is yellow. I had to sweep it off my balcony because my highly allergic to environmental allergens cat was screaming to go out there. Ooh, yeah, I don't think it's as thick here as it has been in the past. But everyone's saying that their allergies are worse this year. And I'm like, mine have not been that bad. But maybe the thing I'm allergic to isn't out yet, or maybe the allergy shots are finally doing anything. I have too many things on my desk. It's the tree's knees. Radiant says, I was braiding my hair earlier, so my hands weren't free to ask if I tried a weighted blanket. Solved my restless legs. I normally don't have trouble with restless legs, only if I'm taking a medicine. Like, I'm not comfortable sitting ever, and that might be, like a different problem. What am I pulling out? Burnt umber. So, I don't know. Mostly, I just don't want to have to worry about washing one. Washing our quilt is bad enough. Where did he go? Let me remind him of the thing he was supposed to bring me. He got lost. He forgot. Umber, I need more of than this. That's more like it. And zinc. And that's like basically it. Where's zinc? Oh yeah, it's the one that's almost empty. Might be empty. I don't know if I can get any more out of this. Like the tiniest bit. Yeah. Good thing I already pulled out a new tube last week, 2 weeks ago. New tubes are great. Like, it opens so perfectly. There's not paint caked around all of this. And even though I try and not get that happen, it still happens. Like, look, it's so perfect. And it's gonna close nicely. So great. And like, I buy the 5-ounce tubes because financially that makes more sense. I'm gonna go through it, especially colors I use a lot. Colors I don't use a lot, I'll buy 2-ounce tubes. Like, I don't use a ton of Hansa Yellow. I've probably had this for a few years. Hi. Thank you for the kombucha.
I think it's the last one.
I know. I'm really sad Costco stopped selling this kind because I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They only had it for like a few weeks. Well, keep an eye out next time you go to Costco.
You're supposed to shake it.
No, because they're carbonated and it'll...
No.
So I'll drink a little bit and then I'll just very carefully kind of...
I see. This is where the ride. You want to see it?
Yeah, I do. That was fast. I thought it would take longer.
Me too.
Neat.
The quality is good.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same as a DS case from what I can see.
So this may look like a DS case. It is not. Can you get one?
Sure.
God, it smells plasticky though. He's been trying to find a way to store Game Boy games, and he found these.
So there's a normal one.
There.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. And if you take it out, these fit in there too.
What? Oh, that didn't stay in very well. Okay, maybe I just didn't have it clicked in all the way.
That's why this
Top or bottom?
The bottom. That's why that thing's
Oh.
also holds Game Boy
Oh.
GBA games perfectly because there's a little slot cut out for it. So these cases, I can't say this definitively,
See, there's the slot cut out right here.
but there's a website that sells cases called Custom Game Cases, and I can't say definitively, but I feel strongly that they are using these cases.
Okay.
They have their logo laser etched inside of the cases, but they sell a case for like $5, which is insane. And I'm pretty sure I found the actual like manufacturer of the cases. So instead of paying $5 a case, I paid like $1. So anyway, I have a big collection of like empty DS cases from the Deal or No Deal, but I don't have near enough to hold like the Game Boy games, and this will solve that. So Karen says, what are you going to do about the N64 cases with no labels on them? I've been printing them. I've probably printed 30 or 40 in the last few days. So it's getting done. So it won't be too much longer, and all of the cases will be printed behind us when we're doing like breakfast stream. And there finally won't be any blanks. I'll be working on it more today too. Anyway, neat. I didn't know what to expect, but these are these feel exactly like DS cases. And I was
Yeah,
like,
they do.
Okay, cool. And I'm pretty sure they're the exact things that that other website is using, because the stock image is identical. So I'm like, that's what I thought. All right. Have a good
Thank you. Did you close my door? No. Okay. We want to get the house, like, done. And, like, it'll never be done because, like, there's probably always a project, like, painting some other room. That's way too dark. Just set that aside. Maybe start with white by itself. And go the opposite direction. So we're trying to take care of some things like we've never done. Like my project is going through all the boxes in my office. And I haven't touched it lately, but I did start it. That's too light. Because the studio is set, because I went through all of that stuff and like organized that. But my office is not, because every so often one of my parents will give me a box of things and be like, here you go. And for the most part, it's like my mom, because she has like childhood stuff or random Christmas ornaments or whatever she wants to send me. And so I have like different boxes that have like some ornaments and photos and trinkets. But like imagine a box of those three things. Like 5 boxes of those 3 things. So I have to like go through all of them and then put all the ornaments together and all the photos together. Is this light enough, or did I already make it too dark? So the floor of my office is just like me sorting through all of that. And I'm almost to the point where I need to like order some packing material for like the ornaments. I think I was using this brush. Yeah, that's light enough. That's a good color. Now I have hiccups. Cool. All right, back to painting. I should have probably put my hair in a bun. Do I have another hair tie? Or bobby pins? I don't. That's fine. Oh, I can do the trick. I have too many layers to make this look decent. But I'm supposed to be getting a haircut next week. Paint with your hair. Yeah, I've done that before. Accidentally. It's not great. What's lighter? The one in front. Okay. This may be the last layer I put on this thing. I think it's looking pretty good. This rock thing. But like this tree bark back here, I think needs to get even brighter than I have it currently. And like I've been saying, green will help a lot once I get to green. Making paintbrushes with your haircut trimmings. I don't think my hair is gonna get that much taken off of it to do anything with, but that's not like a terrible idea. Normally, human hair isn't used for that for whatever reason. Like absorbency reasons. Like there's a reason we use sable and squirrel and boar bristles. Yeah, probably not stiff enough. Maybe for watercolor, but even then I feel like it's not regularly used. I was trying to think of what this was. Thanks, Swift. I need to hold this. I was finding that last week when I kept having to turn. We have 36 months from WonderJ13. Thank you. Thanks for hitting 3 years. Oh god, just throwing paintbrush around. Renee says, how's the painting going? This is how painting going. We've done this much. This is feeling really peachy compared to how cool this looks. So I'm wondering if I need to make this piece peachy too. I have to do less with each subsequent layer because I'm only painting the highlights. We have a 31-month resub from Triforce Drummer. Good morning. We have a 32-month resub from Moonlit Boulevard. Good morning. Oh, those are cute emotes. I like the coffee cup one. The cow is very cute. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I got this texture down. I figured it out. I know exactly what I need to do. And then sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? Soften it. So I'm kind of just doing like a dot and then dry brushing over it a little bit to soften it. It's working okay. And the lack of moss is what's throwing me off because I know the parts that aren't looking correct, like this void, the moss will fill that in. What did I just drop? A paintbrush. In some places I've done too much highlighting, like here, and I'm losing that texture, but there's still more highlights to do, so that will kind of bring that back in. Well, there's that layer done. They are getting faster. Of base. What painting? I missed that. I was too focused. Final trial. Yes. She was locked in. Yeah. All right, more zinc white. And I'm going to take the color I just used and mix that into zinc white. How do I feel about that? Wondering if I need to do a gold wash over this, because it's so cold. Thank you, Bardic. As a reminder, Mount Fuji painting is up for auction right now. I believe it ends next weekend. I need to varnish it today. Siri, remind me at 1 p.m. to varnish Mount Fuji painting. Thank you. The problem is when I varnish, what I've been doing lately is I've been varnishing and leaving it in front of an open window, but with how high the pollen is, I don't want pollen to get in the varnish. So that sucks. Next Saturday? Okay. Is that too bright? Yeah, that's too much of a jump. So what am I going to do with that if I varnish it tonight? Maybe close off the door of the room I put it in? You didn't get much darker. You're still... Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a wash over this. Just a little one. I think it is super high contrast in my photo and does get that bright, the part here, but I do want to differentiate it from the stones and like the ripples that sit on these little pebbles. And I think making it warmer and keeping the rest of the bark just as warm is the better option. I think this feels better. Let's try it. We have a 23-month resub from Nomi Bookworm. Good morning. Hello. Is it still morning? Technically. Too much water on the brush. Let's try this again. Is that too bright? I feel like it is. I'm in UK, so afternoon for me. Yeah, this is a good brightness. We're good here. Somewhere it is morning. Hawaii? Alright, next layer. The great thing about this part is this part isn't as in much sun, so this part doesn't get as bright. It's morning for 6 more minutes. Alright, I said I was leaving this alone. Oh no, go back. One of the things I don't like that is happening is I feel like everything is getting this kind of framey outline and it shouldn't do that. We're gonna make steps to change that as I get through this color. And I do kind of want to brighten this up just a little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit. Yay, Andream, that's great news. Happy to hear that. Yeah, this needs to warm up because I'm liking how this looks. And like, I like how this looks, but they're not matchy enough. I'm also trying to think about how like this is gonna be blurry because it's further back. And that's okay. It's gonna kind of get a little bit of a bokeh effect. Okay, I'm liking that. These are feeling more like stones, and so are these, and that's great. And the texture's starting to come through. Sometimes I'm like, this is how people like illustrate putting blush on faces. And then I think, I could do makeup. And then I think, you've tried makeup. It's a lot more practice. So like in theory, I know what to do. Especially blush. I never bother to put blush on because that's the one that I am like, how? And then I see people do it and I'm like, witchcraft. Because mentally I'm like, ah, yeah, duh, you just treat it like paint. No, there's something I'm missing. Andream says, looking lovely. Do you not want it to be cool toned? So it's very cool toned in the photograph, like this. I think I added blue to this when I did it like 6 weeks ago, but I'm liking the warm tone. So I think I'm gonna make this warm. And I think it's because I went like almost pure titanium white on top of this, and it just did like when you buy sunscreen that has a white cast, like that's kind of what happened here. And I don't know if I like it. So, what do you mean 6 weeks? I don't know. When did I do this? Didn't I start this before I went to Florida? Because I know I painted when I made matcha, and that was at the beginning of the month. So that's been at least 4 weeks. I picked something detailed, and I did it on a big canvas. And Dream says, does it look weird if you leave some cool and some warm? Like if I left the rock cool but want it warmed other things? So this rock, this guy, the big one, and then this one next to it are actually tree bark. This one is a rock, so is this one, and so is this one. Those are fine as they are, but this is actually the same as this, so I should warm it. So it matches. That's the only thing. I'm also not liking what's happening here. That's better. Fixed. All right, we're working our way this way, which is backwards than I've been doing. It's been 5 weeks. I need to go for a walk. Yeah, it's gonna be April next week. I decided it would be fun to, like, not just post for my birthday to friend group and be like, hey, I'm doing this. Instead, I made an invitation and painted it. Should I have been doing something else, like painting my bike fender? Probably. But I didn't. I suppose I can show it. I have it without the information. Let me put that in mod chat. Where is it? There it is. Let me color correct it because it's quite yellow. And And that still is yellow. Let's fix it. I did change something since I took this photo, because Steven was like this, and so I just had to draw a little line. So it's different now. Search, mod, post to mod. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Chess. So, I put a tabletop in so everything's not floating, and then this star that's here in the center, I didn't like. That was an accident, and then I tried to make it work, and it didn't work. So when I put the text in the box for, like, the party, I photoshopped that star out. Thank you, Sakura Guy. That's the part that's done. We're working on this today. And I've kind of done this highlight, and then I'm gonna do this highlight. And then I think I might touch this part up, like where the water hits it, because I'm not thrilled by that. And then we have a lot of moss to add. I might wait on the moss. I might do all of this and then do all of the moss together. So it's gonna look really incomplete for a long time. Vagabond says, remind me, do you have a nice martini glass? I mean, they're martini glasses. I got them from IKEA. Are they fancy or like unique or in any way cool? No, they're from IKEA. But I have two. And I bought a set of coupe glasses. 2 of them that are very traditional coupe glasses, and then I got a set of 4 from the Easter collection that just have pretty different color stems. So there's like a pink one. Soccer Guy says, it takes me a lot of effort to take out and set up to paint. You really inspire me to take the time and invest in myself to do what makes me feel happy and relaxed. Thank you. I hope you get to do more art. I can kind of feel the same about that because, like, even though this is set up and I can come in here and paint anytime I want to do more of it. Like, there's things I want to paint. Like, I mentioned a self-portrait earlier. Like, that's been sitting on my wall unfinished for 3 years. I don't know the last time I actually touched it. And, like, one of my goals this year is to finish that piece. But right now it's like unpacking. And I was supposed to have my mom visit last week, and I'm just like, oh, there's so much. And like, there's things we want to get done in the house before other things happen. So like, my year this year, and I know I've talked about it in the past, my theme this year is creativity. So like, that's why I did the invitation in paint and watercolor. I was like, I could just like post text, but I could also make a nice invitation and paint it. Soccer Guy says, I'm trying this idea where you take the year into 4 quarters, and for each quarter you give yourself 3 to 4 goals to solely work on to really see progress. That's a little bit similar to what I do. The original idea behind what I do is to do a theme for each quarter, like quarter of health or quarter of reading or whatever. Or season. Season's a great word for it. But it's easier for me just to do a year. And then some friends of mine were like, let's make bingo boards for the year for our goals. So I have a bingo board for the year as well. And like, one of them's read. X many books for the year. And one of them is like, try X many new recipes that are vegetarian for the year. And then I just kind of check them off. And like I've made progress on it. Some of my things that like I want to do, like paint more, is on that. I put my bike goal for my distance on there as like 1 square, because it's a bingo board, is like my main goal for the year. And then the other one is like a stretch goal. That was too much paint on the brush. We're doing a little bit softer right here. Really don't like the dissonance in this song. All right, now I have this guy. That reminds me of a pizza boat. Manuals count as books. See, that's the video I watched is by CGP Grey, and he's my favorite YouTuber. And his theme video talks about like, shoot, I gotta take this. 1 second. All right, hi. I had to ask someone a question, and that was them getting back to me. Renee giving tips about blush. Am I getting ice cream? No, I'm not getting... I did get a milkshake yesterday. You could have asked me, I know all. When I see you next, I'm gonna get tips from you. What flavor? I don't know. Oh, wait, yesterday, milkshake, strawberry. We just went through McDonald's drive-thru because it was right there. So, like, it wasn't super exciting. It wasn't, like, Culver's or something. But it was ice cream, and it was good. It was sugar water that tasted a little bit like strawberry. See how I just did, like, a little bit of a dry brush here, and it just warmed that up? See it? Right here? That's all we're doing. And like, makeup should work the same way. Theoretically, it does. I don't know why I can't do it. 5 minutes from a Culver's and it's dangerous. I really will only go out of my way for Culver's if it's a flavor of the day I like. And the ones down here, I feel like, I don't know if this is nationally or like if Wisconsin's the same way, but down here they don't have as many flavors of the day, but maybe it's because I've been away from Culver's so long that I don't know if they've just gotten rid of flavors or something. It's hard to say. How do you know the flavor of the day? I've only ever seen it on the signage. When I worked there, we had people call all the dang time. But you can download the app and then like type in your Culver's. They also have rewards now, as I have found out. Oh, that was too much there. Is one of the rewards a ticket to a Packers game? That'd be great. When does the season go out? Like, when do they say what the games are going to be? The schedule? That's the word. September 9th is the first game. They have the flavors of the day for the next 5 days. You can click like more, or at least on the app, there's like a way to look at the whole month. When I worked at Culver's, we had the next month and a half out. The manager that did the flavor of the day, because when it was your birthday, when you worked there, you were allowed to pick what the flavor was. And my flavor of choice was always raspberry cheesecake. Oh, they started playing international games? One of the reasons I need the NFL schedule to come out is because I have a trip somewhere to Minnesota, and I need to know if it's going to be a Vikings home game to see if hotels will be expensive. You can see next month as well on Culver's website? Yeah. Good. We used to print these like long papers and then we would change the color for each month. So like they had to know the flavors so they could get those printed. Oh, I was over here. Whoops. I did like 2 of these and then immediately stopped. I'm thinking this might be the last highlight color here, which is great because that means I can move on. And I can always add more later. Like if I'm like, this part needs to stand out more, I can do more of a highlight. I don't love how dotted this part is. I was trying to do more of this, but more of the bark texture in this area, but it doesn't look good. I don't like it. All right, time to warm up that one part and get rid of a little bit of this dotted texture. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're gonna do that. Nope, that's way too brown. Ah! We're gonna just dry brush in the darker areas. Maybe add a touch of blue? Okay, we're gonna leave it alone because moss might help. Now we're gonna try and warm up this guy. So I'm gonna take burnt umber. Oh wait, I have some. And I'm gonna take glazing liquid and we're gonna just do a tiny little wash over it. And if I hate it, I'll just repaint it entirely. Do I love that idea? No. Am I hoping my cheat works? Very much. I need a softer brush. Soft brush. Small soft brush. Why are you being difficult to find? This'll work. Okay. Can you see it, like right here? That feels better. This may be like a step away and look at it next week kind of deal. But I think it helped. Maybe I just don't like the texture of it versus what I've been doing up here. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to clean up some of the water line stuff. And I need zinc white for that. Actually, I'm going to start with brown, because I'm going to do the shadows first. And I want a smaller brush. Oh, stuck my hand right in that glaze. Now I'll flip my hand upside down. I don't like this brush. It's too stiff. Find a better one. Don't like this one either. This one? This one maybe? Let's start with this one. No, my hair fell out of the... whatever. These are just going to, they need to sit more. And then I have to bring the highlight back in. Now we're going to do the opposite and do the highlight. And try not to stick my hand in the paint. This music is so intense for this. This is way better. This is looking much better. All right, happier about that. Doing the warm glaze over this helped. I don't know if it tied them together visually yet or not. I'm gonna have to step away till next week and decide that. I don't know if I love it. I'm wondering if I should spend a few seconds putting in the darkest moss color just so I know where it sits. Because like, I made progress, but it doesn't really feel like I made progress. So I might do that. What are we using, Jenkins? Yeah, we're using Jenkins. I'm gonna mix Jenkins with a little bit of this umber. Oh no, never mind. That made it way more yellow. We want it dark, not yellow. It's a shadow color. Yellow is our highlight color. We mix some ultramarine in, we're good. How dark do you look? Pretty dark. Pretty dark. All right, my goal is just to tap this in where it goes using this brush. Why not? And this is going to be all the moss. It's not going to be just like the shadow parts of it. And just like the Barkus, we had to build that up into, also I don't like this brush, into discernible texture. We're doing the same thing here. Because we will just kind of put this down and then we'll build it up on top of it. So we get a little bit here. We get some back here. Probably should move this where I can reach it better. I'm using a deer brush, deer hoof, something. It has a name. Deerfoot. Thank you, Valenci. My brain said, nah, you don't need to remember what that word is today. Actually, I don't like all that there. It's too much. Okay, fixed. If you're quick with acrylic, you can erase. You just gotta be real quick. Let's see. And then this guy gets a lot more. I knew this would look like a hot mess. I almost just shoved it into the water. But the layers are gonna bring it together. Right now it just looks like I'm painting moldy paint. This brush is getting really gunked up. It's okay, we're almost done. Yeah, now it just looks moldy. Let's zoom in on that. Moldy. There. Now let me cover that up with this. And then we'll talk about things that are coming up. Because I need to get to the store. And I need this deer foot to dry nicely. That's better. What do I need from the store? Groceries. All right. Let's start by doing this. And then let's talk about the things that are coming up as I wash my hands, and then I will show off Mount Fuji painting. Buy ice cream while you're there? Maybe. You'll be in the wilderness for a while. A whole 24 hours. All right. Today is Friday. Tonight on Steven's channel, he's playing something. I don't remember what. I'm sorry. You'll have to tune in and find out. Sunday he's playing Hades, Pokopia? Maybe. Yeah, Pokopia. Pokia. That sounds right. Chaz would know. There's a little bit of settling with this kombucha. That's tonight. Sunday will be Hades. Monday night, join me for Ghost of Yote, where we are going to finish up looking at some of the non-plot things in the main area, and then we'll move on to Kitsune area, which has a name, Teisho Ridge. So more hat game, like Fossick says. We do need more hats. It's been a while since we've gotten a good hat, and I'm sad about that. I mean, that is part of the game, is hats. Like, why would they have been like, give me your hat, if they weren't joking about it in the game? Like, the developers, come on. We did get a jacket recently. That'll be Monday night. Tuesday will be breakfast stream. Wednesday will be whatever he's going to play. I think he finished Celeste. Maybe, maybe not. Let me look at a calendar. Next Friday, join me here for more of this painting. I told myself I'd wait on the moss and do all of it together, and then I went and did exactly the opposite of that. Next week is Outer Wilds. Ah, for Wednesday. So yeah, I might finish the moss and we might jump down here. We'll see. We'll see if this bugs me, if I want it to look complete, or if I don't. We could go either way on what we're painting with that. I've heard great things about Outer Wilds, so I hope everyone enjoys it. Let me grab the Mount Fuji painting and not knock this over, so let's put the lid on it. So here's Mount Fuji painting. This is up for auction right now. That is too tall. That's better. So this one's up for auction right now. If you're interested in owning the actual canvas, I am going to go do an isolation coat, or sorry, a varnish on it as soon as stream is over, because I did the isolation coat yesterday. So it is ready for varnish so that it'll be all dry and great to ship after next Saturday. I think that's everything. I don't think I have any other news for you guys. I have the time lapse out for that if you haven't seen it already. You could watch that. I think the first stream for Streamaganza is up. So you can check that out as well. Still think it needs Godzilla. I have Pigmon on my shirt today. And I hit my mic. Thomas gave me this. Have I decided on my Publix cake flavor? No, they do limited edition things for each like month. So once April hits, I'm gonna go decide and look and see what they have. But I'm probably gonna get carrot. Because carrot cake with cream cheese frosting is great. All right, everyone. I hope you have fun tonight playing Pocopia with Steven. And I will see you Monday. Not the bad fun buddy, no. I will see you all Monday for Ghost of Yotei, and then here next Friday for more of this painting. Have a good Friday, everyone.